Good morning. Happy Sunday. I should tell you what I'm drinking in my tea. I am drinking this Aveda comforting tea, and it is organic licorice root, peppermint leaf, sweet fennel, and basil. It's really good. And I drink loose leaf tea mostly at home, and I have a perfect temperature tea kettle, so it heats the water to the temperature that the leaves should be. It's definitely worth the money. I recommend it highly. So today I want to talk about standing up for your needs. And I'm going to start with work. So in my career early on, I remember I used to just work my tail off and expect that management was just going to see that I was worth a promotion or worth more money. And I remember getting frustrated when that didn't happen for me. As I got older, I became much more assertive in communicating my needs. And one thing that really helped me was I read the book called StrengthsFinder. And StrengthsFinder is a book that you take this quiz and it tells you what your top 5 strengths are. And then what it does is it says like any strength overused can become a weakness. And you should pair yourself with people around you that have strengths other than your own. And that you should really focus on just maximizing your own strengths as opposed to trying to make up for any other weaknesses you think you might have. So that was really pivotal for me because I was able to focus on my strengths and present them to management from that perspective, and it helped me be much more assertive with my needs. The other thing about work is that work is just business. It's not personal to me at all. So it was really easy for me to, separate and just ask for what I wanted. And there were no real emotions tied in there. So it just was an easier process for me. So flipping over to the personal side of things, when I started thinking about what do I need, so let me back up for a second. Growing up, I had a lot of relationships where my friendships were like I was the advice giver. Everyone came to me for everything, and I didn't really have a lot of my own needs met from the friendships. Like I was the one who gave the advice and was there for them. And not that people weren't there for me, because they were. But I just think that the relationships tended to be more around like me serving them. How can I help you, And as I've grown, I have started to transition those friendships, and I actually got rid of a lot of friendships that just were not serving me, or the people in the friendships just were really only interested in their own needs, and never really asked me about me and just called me when they needed something. That was really difficult for me to transition out of some of those friendships. So that aside, also what came up for me in that time period was wanting things for myself felt selfish for me because I wasn't used to asking, for what I needed, or feeling like, that it was okay that I wanted something out of the friendship or relationship. So that was definitely a period of transition there where I had to realize that standing up for what I needed was not selfish, but it was more of an act of self-love. So now in my life, what I do is I ask myself when I'm invited to something or something comes up in my life, if I'm given an opportunity, whatever, I ask myself, is this a hell yes or is it a hell no? And if it's not a hell yes, then oftentimes I'm saying, no, I'm not going to do this. And that's been a really cool question for me to ask myself, because it really just takes all the noise away. You know, when I'm like, even if I'm shopping and I'm looking at like a shirt or something, and I'm just trying to decide if I want it or not, like the answer is no, I don't want it. If I'm indecisive about it, like visceral yeses in our bodies are very like firm, and you know that that's a yes in your body. So it's not a hell yes if I don't feel it right away. So I think really like in more personal, I am still in the process of standing up for my needs in personal relationships. Work is a no-brainer for me. Like that's very easy for me because it's business. On the personal, relationship side of things, it's a lot more difficult. It involves emotions, my heart, and I'm still in transition with that. I'm still in the process of standing up for my personal needs, and learning that it's not selfish. I posted a video, or I posted a post around. New Year's about my experience last New Year's to this New Year's, and just speaking about how I've learned that I can start meeting my needs internally, and that I don't have to look to external people to meet those needs. And that's the transition that I've seen in myself over the year, like when I've been able to ask for what I need, recognize what I need in my body, and not just ask other people what I need, but ask myself. Bringing myself in and connecting to my body's needs has been life-changing for me, and realizing that I can be there for myself. Like I don't need other people to fulfill those needs for me. So that's I guess another piece that has developed for me in this process of shifting to allowing myself to meet my own needs. So I guess what I'll leave you with is, when it comes to meeting your needs, when you are doing something for someone, are you doing it for you, or are you doing it for them? Or are you doing it to achieve something else? So like, what is your intention behind it? So, do you want to be seen, or do you want someone to like you? Like, does it feel good in your body that you're doing that? So I encourage you to ask yourself that, and see how it changes the decisions in your life. See how aligning with your own truth shifts the decisions that you make, and how it makes you feel moving forward. So happy Sunday. Talk soon. Talk next Sunday.